Hello, everyone. I'm Sign1News anchor Martha Anger. Here's a quick look at the top trending stories making headlines today. If you post an interesting comment about this update, we may add it at the bottom of the screen. There have been big developments into the investigation into what happened to 4 University of Idaho students. On November 13th, the bodies of the students were found brutally stabbed to death. Investigators say it's most likely they were asleep during the time of the attacks. According to state and local officials and court documents, Brian Christopher Koberger, age 28, has been arrested in connection to the investigation. He is a graduate student at a university 15 minutes from the home where the students were murdered. He was arrested in Pennsylvania. He will be charged with first-degree murder. Authorities say they still have no motive for the crime, nor have they found the murder weapon. A man in New York State is being called a hero after breaking into a school to help provide shelter for nearly a dozen people. It happened last Friday during the massive Christmas blizzard. Jay Withy ended up stranded in his own vehicle while driving to help a friend who was trapped in the storm. He went to several houses begging for help, but was turned away. During the night, he took a man and an elderly woman into his car to help keep them warm. But his truck eventually ran out of gas. And that's when they located a nearby school and broke in. He then ventured back out and found several other people who needed help. He led them into the school and even found food and mats to sleep on. Listen up if you are a senior citizen or a Social Security recipient. You will soon start getting a larger monthly benefit in January. The 8.7% annual cost of living adjustment will help people on Social Security cope with high inflation. It is the largest increase in more than 40 years. It will boost retirees' monthly payments by more than $140 to an average of roughly $1,827 for 2023. About 70 million people will get the increase. The Food and Drug Administration is adding sesame to its list of major food allergens. It was added as a result of the Food Allergy Safety Treatment Education and Research Act signed into law last year. Sesame will join the major food allergens list, which includes milk, eggs, fish, crustacean shellfish, tree nuts, peanuts, wheat, and soybeans. Sesame appears in many different ingredients, but it has not always been listed by name on product labels. Now it will be. And it must be obvious, so those with a sesame allergy can avoid it. Sesame allergies can cause various symptoms, including coughing, vomiting, diarrhea, shortness of breath, and drops in blood pressure. You may have been busy this year, but probably not as busy as actor Nick Cannon. He fathered his 12th child this year. His newest daughter, Halo Marie Cannon, was born on December 14th. She's Cannon's 5th child to be born this year, but the only one mothered by his wife, model Alyssa Scott. The other 4 children all have different moms. After 8 days of a chaotic holiday travel mess, Southwest Airlines says flights have returned to normal today. And just in time for the busy New Year's weekend. But despite the much welcomed relief, the damage is done. Massive piles of baggage are still stranded around the country. Many passengers are still waiting to get to their destination. And the Transportation Department is renewing its warning to Southwest, saying the airline could face consequences for the meltdown if it fails to make things right for the thousands of stranded passengers. The airline promises it is working to make sure it doesn't happen again. It's been a rough couple of years for many people. The pandemic, financial struggles, the loss of loved ones, health challenges. Sometimes it feels like you're struggling alone, particularly if you're deaf. Be sure to watch a special edition of the Sign1News virtual chat tomorrow, Saturday, January 31st. Sign1News anchor Christopher D. Johnson chats with a mental health expert who will share important information on different ways to cope with sadness, anger, frustration, bullying, parenthood, and domestic violence. You are not alone. The virtual chat will be posted on all of the Sign1News platforms, as well as links to seek help. Again, that's this Saturday, January 31st. Sign1News will be broadcasting updates Monday through Friday. A big thank you to our Sign1News app supporters. You help make this broadcast happen. You can download the Sign1News app by heading to the App Store or Google Play Store on your smartphone, and you can also watch on Apple TV, Amazon, and Roku.